Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game. What's good, everybody? Let's get to it, man. I'm ready to get into the show today. Roll Tide in the chat. Let's go, man. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody this morning, man. I had to go let the dogs in real quick right before we came live. It got crazy real quick. I had to run over there. They was scratching and barking at the door and stuff, and I didn't want to deal with it during the show. So, not a crazy smooth start, but we here, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in again. Once again, it's the Coach Smook Morning Show, man. Don't act shy. Don't act like you don't know what's up. Y'all know what time it is, man. We do what we do. Okay, now, okay, I was about to say, where's my where's the audio? Okay, there it is. Now y'all can hear. Whew, I was about to say, I had the voiceover. What's good, man? TikTok, good morning, TikTok. Good morning, Antonio. Good morning, Two Reasons. Appreciate the gifts, Antonio. My dude, Antonio, tapping in with the gifts already. And then over here on YouTube, they going crazy already. We can't even get into the show, man. Can't even get into the show. And Sully, $9.99 super chat. Put me in the game, Coach Smook. I appreciate you said, put me in the game, Coach Smook, my dude. Roll Tide to my guy, man. Appreciate you, man, for the $9.99 super chat. And then the other Jay jumping in on the train saying $1.99. He said, Roll Tide. Hey, tell him what it is on the other Jay. The other Jay out here in these streets rolling with the Tide, man. And we got everybody tapping in, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in this morning. Big Bama pulled up early to check in. I know he probably on the road, got us in his ears, man. So I appreciate you for that. Dominique, appreciate you for tapping in. Tevin, what's good? Roll Tide, my guy. DeBoo, what's good, man? Or is it DeBo? Is it the bow or the boot? I always say the bow. I can't remember what you said. What's good, man? What's good, Zach? Good to see y'all, everybody, this morning, man. Let me make sure I got the phone line set up, and then we're going to jump into it, man. We're here at the 8-minute mark. Don't forget, y'all, continue to tap the screen, continue running the likes up. I purposely went live a little bit later. I see a lot of like Bama content creators on Fridays trying to do our 8 o'clock hour. So I just wanted to see how loyal my people are. I'm not even gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I just wanted to see how loyal the AAA family is, and you know, is we gonna still come around, because I think we different, man. I think we different, like, for real, man. I'm really confident in what we do and how we present what we do, man. It's different, man. It's different, and we know this because it's people on different platforms now that look at it and they be like, man, Smook, keep doing what you're doing. They can't necessarily stop what they doing in the space that they in the lane that they're in, you know, and jump into where the lane that I'm in. And it's like a good midpoint to connect the fan bases to, you know, the informative needs that you want around your college football content and your sports content. Regardless, it ain't even about college football. You know, here it's about Alabama football and sports, but you know, just informative content to collab with other content creators who are doing the same type of deal. That's a good spot to be in, man. And I think we got a good network of people that we're working with lately. Y'all know all of our content collabs over the past few months have been bangers, man. Everything over, you know, with, you know, a few K views too. A lot of people going back and watching me and Flawless is our collab, man. I was trying to get her and Jason on for the Oklahoma Texas game, but she don't talk trash. So yeah, we didn't want to pressure her into that, but she did talk a good game after that. After Texas ended up winning. So yeah, it's funny how that worked, right? It's funny how that worked. And Jason was just so sold that they were going to whoop Texas, and yeah, it was funny. But yeah, what's up, Dylan? Good to see you, my guy. Welcome in. Good to see my guy, Dylan. Hey, Dylan, you going to that LSU game or the Oklahoma game? We got a little crew. It seems like we're gonna have a crew there. If y'all trying to pull up to be a part of the AAA entourage, and we got about 1 minute, Mary J. Make sure I get started at the 12-minute mark. If you're trying to be a part of the AAA game day entourage, man, it ain't no special ticket to purchase. All it is getting added to a group text in the Discord or regular group text, depending on how many people. And we just link up and we congregate together before the game. If you don't have a ticket to go into the game, we're gonna find somewhere to watch the game, or if we don't already have somewhere to watch it. And then it's just a day to create content together. Everything that I did, the Vandy game, I made sure Zach was a part of it and made sure that he was, taken care of. He was more so trying to take care of me, and I'm like, man, look, I'm the big brother, man. You let me be the big. But nah, he was really there to work, and it felt good to have that support there, for real. You know, it's one thing when you got to promote your own product, but then it's another thing when you have somebody there with you that believe in it just as much as you do, and they're just as excited about it. And yeah, it was a good day, man. And speaking of that, man, and the growth of the community, man, we're only 19 subscribers away from 3.6K, man. And that means we will be 400 away from 4K. So we still doing it, man. 3.58 subscribers. Keep liking and sharing. Facts. I was just talking about that, Zach. That's crazy. I didn't even look at the chat. I just clicked over. I can do Oklahoma. Oh, yeah. Oklahoma game. Yeah, we definitely in there. That's the for sure game. LSU game, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to be there. But for sure game, I'm going to be in T-Town, Oklahoma. And I think that's what I'm going to try to. We might have to flex a little bit there. We might have to stop playing around and just flexing and be actual media for 24 hours. Follow the rules and do stuff the right way, all the way. You know, not saying I don't do it the right way. I care about networking relationships more than having somebody, you know, say, hey, you know, and there's others that have come up through the industry doing the same thing. So we just keep forging our path, man. Yeah, so let's get into the show, man. I don't want to keep y'all here too long, man. I want to get the phone lines open, but before we get into the phone lines today, we're going to open it up. We're going to be talking about our mid-season grades. We're going to review them. We're not going to go back over everything. We're just going to review them. Then we're going to kind of give our overview of how that plays into what we bring into this game, right? And I'm just going to give my overall scope of the game, the Smook scope, right? Not the scoop, but the scope, right? We're going to give y'all the overall scope of the game and how we see this thing playing out. We're going to have a conversation about it in the chat while I'm talking about it, but we're going to open up the phone lines because I think I might have a different opinion than some other of these other panels, but also some of the fan base. You know, I've been hearing a lot of different things amongst the different spaces and, you know, seeing things on Twitter. A lot of confidence in the Alabama fan base after we've ran off 4 ranked, you know, and a lot of things that I told people not to worry about. A lot of people are praising that very thing now. And it's funny how it works, man. People will get mad at you for calling them whining babies and not trusting the process. But as the process plays out and you're steadily, you know, preaching the same message you've been preaching the whole time, and they're sitting there and they're on some crazy stuff like, you know, it ain't gonna get fixed, or man, Kane Womack defense. Like I can't wait till the day when Alabama's like standing in that championship circle and Kane Womack and that defense is like the catalyst, and all those people that was calling for his job. I can't wait to see the videos that have to be released. And if they don't, man, it's a few content creators I'm gonna have some off-season drama with. You know, it get bored in the off-season, so we'll have time. And I got a few people I got to call out, man. I've been calling Kangaroo Black out, and that's been publicly done. What's up, Urban Essence? Good to see you, sis. I've been calling that my guy Kangaroo Black out for real, man, because he been calling for Kane Womack for the longest, and this defense just keep getting better. And I'm trying to say, like, what are you looking at, my guy, at this point? 2 reasons. Do you see a video game on this screen, bro? Do you see a video game? Do it look like I'm playing the game, bro? Folks on TikTok, bro, I tell you, man, sometimes you just gotta take it sometimes, man. You just gotta, I don't get it. Do it, chat, do it look like I'm playing a video game? Do it look like I got a whole, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to it, man. Getting into the show, man. We're gonna dive into the overall scope of the game. We're gonna talk about, you know, our different matchups that we see. Alabama has the decisive advantage, right? So this is going to be one of those things where we'll talk about it. I don't want to. Y'all know how I get long-winded and get the spilling the beans. I don't want to spill the beans just yet. So if you're ready to talk about it, somebody say in the chat, say, "Put me in the game, Coach Smook." Let's do it.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Everybody, let's get into it, man. Let's talk Alabama versus South Carolina. First, before we get into that, man, let's get into our grades, man. Pull up those mid-season grades. I got the layout, Mary J. I got you. Just have it project, and then you can adjust it as we go. Y'all, so Mary J on one today. I'm going to tell y'all right now, she out here exploring, bringing up new stuff. We got some new stuff that we're going to be putting on the screen. Hold on, y'all. Let me fix this lighting, too, man. Hold on. I don't like when my face be glotching up like that, too bright, right? All right, there we go. It look better. Let me take the intensity down. Y'all can't have me looking like some of these. I'm real particular, man. I'm already look. All right, we should be good. That should be better, right? Let me see. That should do it right there. All right, we good. We look human again. Let me see. All right, we look good. We straight, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in and helping your boy out, because I
I don't like that stuff. I be seeing folks disappearing into their background and stuff, man. I can't be that. Can't be that. Not the way we like to be on the screen, you know what I'm saying, or don't like to be on the screen. But let's get into the conversation, man. Today, review those grades. Let me pull them up here. Check them out, y'all. Alabama midseason grades. Let me adjust this camera view real quick. I'm gonna put myself right here, and we should be straight. Just 1 second. Update. Boom, and we should be good. So, looking at it, man, I graded. These are my grades. My grades from yesterday, where we actually went in depth on how we felt about Alabama after 6 games, which is 7 games, which is right there in the midpoint of the season. Looking at this is a team that is poised to make a playoff push as long as we stay healthy. Speaking of health, I know everybody's worried about Latsir Brooks. The official report is that he has the stomach bugs, flu, everything going well. Everybody knows about his preseason ankle injury that kept him out of practice for a few days, that they've kind of been working him back to full strength with. Even though he re-aggravated it last game, that's not what's keeping him out. He's literally like fighting the stomach flu right now. So hopefully there's some opportunities there for him to stay healthy and us to be able to utilize some other assets like wide receivers if he's not available, like Jalen Hale, Cole Adams. We've already seen Rico Scott continue to grow and get his reps and make big impact. So it's not like we're going to be hurting if he has to miss this game due to illness. So nobody worry there. Geno Vandermark is doubtful, looking like he's not going to be able to play. Same thing, was dealing with some sickness, but also he's been dealing with an injury since last game. So Jaden Roberts be playing a lot of reps there at the right guard position. And I think those are the main ones. Danny Lewis still, came back the last 2 games, and once again, kind of like a Jam Miller situation with Danny Lewis. He comes back and he's about to turn the curve and then suffers another injury. So hopefully we can get Danny Lewis back healthy for the playoffs. I think he's going to be huge for us in the playoffs. But these were our grades here. And which way do I need to point? I need to point this way for it to look the right way. Yeah. So these were our grades here for the I'm gonna open this camera view up a quick second, real quick, Mary J. Let me see how this thing look a little bit. All right, we can do it like this. I like this view right here. And so I look at this, y'all, and I check my blocks again, and I was like, okay, I made sure I did it right. So we started with the offensive side. The overall offense as a team offense, or as a whole, we graded them out as an A. The offensive line, I think, has probably been the most consistent part of this offense. They got a strong A from me. A lot of people like to talk about, the sacks, the 4 sacks that we've given up. There hasn't been a game where we have given up more than 4 sacks. And those teams that got those sacks on us were, legit pass rush teams. And also in those situations where I think total we only have 11 sacks in the 7 games that we played. 4-4, 2-1. What's that? 11, right? So 11 total sacks, I believe, this season. In 7 games. You look at where we were last year at this point, I think we were somewhere 37, 40 times Jalen Milroe had taken sacks at this point of the season. So we were struggling. The offensive line has been the most consistent as far as getting better week by week, not taking steps back. And we graded out our quarterback, Ty Simpson, and that quarterback room as a whole, the development there from the early season, what we got to see from Keelan and Ostermack in their time of in their reps to play, and to see how Ty Simpson is continuing to grow. Heisman front runner, taking care of the ball, making the passes, getting more comfortable and getting settled with, allowing his guys to, really rip the ball and let his guys get up under it. Trusting his guys to use their hands a lot more this season too. Later, as we get further into the season. Ty Simpson's just doing what he's supposed to do as a quarterback, and you see how the results, what the results are willing. Looking at the wide receivers, A-, running backs, tight end. Running backs B-, and the tight ends are A-. I did the running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. I did them kind of in the same bracket because I think the tight ends are doing a great job in run blocking, pass pro. Same thing with the wide receivers and run blocking on the perimeter. The early season drops, and then some of the drops that we've seen throughout the games, as a recent, which has been very few, is where I see the ding. But and then also I just think the wide receiver and tight end group, they all work so hard to get open, man. If you go watch film, other than when Ryan Williams was out there for a decoy 2 weeks ago, these wide receivers, the passing concepts, every receiver runs hard. Even in their delay concepts, it's like there's an intention about what they're doing, right? Attention to detail. Everybody's driving out of their breaks, fighting back towards the ball, no lazy routes. And so that's why those groups collectively, wide receiver and tight ends, got A- for me. Now, the group that's really hurting us, but not hurting us, meaning they're not necessarily something that we want to have to turn the page and rely on, right? Because of how great and dynamic everything else has been. But if you had to, it would look different, right? As far as the numbers, as far as the points up on the board. But I think Alabama's running back room is stacked enough to where if we had to get in the game where we had to turn around and hand the ball off 45, 50 times, we had enough personnel on the offensive line. We have a good enough offensive line to do it. And we have enough personnel, and especially with the extension of the run game, that this running back room could be a lot more effective. Alabama's running backs getting a B-. Their major ding is the inconsistency in pass pro. As the group comes together and gets more reps with handoffs, you see them being a lot more patient and watching the gaps develop for them to make their reads and take their rush through. But they are still struggling in pass pro. I watched against Tennessee. We maybe had 3 missteps in pass pro from our running backs. 1 was by Jam Miller, Kevin Riley. 2 was by Jam Miller. 1 was by Kevin Riley. And I know Jam Miller wasn't 100% healthy, but it's pass pro, and we need consistency there if we want this offense to remain explosive and a threat. So that's why we graded those guys out. And that overall gave us an overall grade average of A. Talk about the defense, and we're going to get right to it. Like, I'm going to go through the defense. We know what the problems are on defense. Before we break down the grades, the major problem is the explosive run game. Everything else on the defense is getting back up to where you can play championship caliber football. The effort is there. The attention to detail is there. But the explosive run games, you have to cut those down even more. In the last 2 games, we've only given up 4 explosive runs in the last 2 games. We gave up 6 to Georgia alone. You talk about the explosive runs, Alabama has given up as a team defense this season 17. That's in the bottom half of the SEC. That's not great. But on the flip side of that, you look at what Alabama is doing outside of the 17 explosive runs. So the 17 plays out of the average of 60, let's say 60 times, 4 out of the 400 and something plays and 400 and something reps or snaps that Alabama's defense has played this season already, if I'm not mistaken. You playing about 50 snaps a game. You play 7 games, 350, a little bit more than 50. So about 400 snaps, right? The defense has played. 17 of those snaps is yielded explosive runs. 2 have yielded explosive passing plays. So 19 out of your 400 plays. Let's look at it from a big scope, right? When we talk about our defense, 19, and maybe I missed 1 or 2. I have to look at PFF's grades or whatever, or how they categorize it. But 19 out of 400 snaps, your defense can keep the opposing offense in check. Now, we know that that's not necessarily a direct correlation of, a direct number of how many explosive plays you're giving up a game. But when you think about it, your defense is playing pretty good overall, right? That's my GJ said, A for O-line is crazy work. DJ, you're going to have to call in and explain it, because when you're talking about a defense, we have given up the fewest pressures of all the SEC, the offensive lines in the SEC. You want to talk about the sack numbers? Let's talk about the last 8 sacks that we've seen from this offensive line, 6 of them being on our quarterback. Or 4 of them, let's say 5 on the quarterback and 2 on the running back. You've only had 1 offensive line get blown up and beat off the line, and that was that one play against Tennessee with Wilkin Formby. So what are we talking about? You're going to have to call in and explain yourself, because you sound real fair weather. You sound like you've been over there listening to TBS and them boys, man. Y'all know I throw my shots. But anyways, let's get back to the defense. Overall, the defense, man, I look at it and I say this. I say we have to look at it from a bigger scope. As we continue to get more reps, I talked about this in the space yesterday. Shout out to HOC, man. If y'all listening on Twitter, don't be scared to tap in on the YouTube side. Pull up on your boy YouTube channel. Stop hiding in that Twitter space, man. Ain't nothing over there on Twitter. It's dangerous out there. Come to the safe space for the live show. We go to spaces when it's time to get off the live. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what to do. Come in, drop them likes up. Make sure you're dropping the likes right now if you're tapping in here on the Coach Smook Network. But like I was saying, chat, on the flip side of that, you're talking about 400 snap, 19-20 explosive plays. You're looking at a clip of, let's take this to a percentage thing. If you divide everything by 4 right now, 400, you divide by 4 to get to 100, right? Divide that 20 by 4, that's 5. So 5 for every 20 snaps, the defense is giving up an explosive play. Right now, if we look at that ratio, Alabama's explosive play numbers, the only reason we aren't hitting defenses with that just as many is because we're not even running as many snaps as other offenses. We're not on the field as long as other offenses with scoring drives. When we hold the ball, we're keeping their offense off the field, which speeds other teams up. So you're going to force them into, opportunities. When you try to dial up explosive plays, guess what? You're creating an opportunity for the defense to create turnovers, right? You're creating an opportunity. The only thing that scares you is when the explosive plays are coming in the run game. And that's where Alabama's weakness was. So on the flip side of that, if you're giving up 2.9 yards per carry, and outside of that, there are 17 carries in that mix of 300 and something or 200 and some carries against your defense. There's 17 explosive carries. I'm fine with my defense, especially when in the last 2 weeks you've had, you cut those explosive plays in half. So I'm good. What's good, big homie? Good to see you in the chat, man. C+ is a little low for the cornerbacks. Oh, Dylan, you're going to have to call in and explain yourself because I'm about to get into a D-line. I think the D-line is probably the strongest group right now. They started off strong, decent. They started off decent against Florida State. But after Florida State game, the D-line really has been the catalyst into how this offense, the defense as a whole has been developing. If you look at the type of pressures we get, the sack numbers aren't there from the defensive line. They're more spread out than what you're seeing on other teams. This is not a linebacker sack heavy defense, right? This defense, you get pressure from your front. You get pressure in the trenches. So I look at it and I say, okay, I watch Wisconsin, I watch Georgia. Every week, this defense, you see different personnel having to fill in. We're dealing with a few injuries, Knicks and all of that stuff during the game. Kelby Collins comes in. He starts to turn the curve. He goes down. Then you have to put Tua Henry in. He comes in last week. He's starting to turn over a new leaf. Jeremiah Beeman went down early. London Simmons has to step in because Tim Keenan was 100%. Aside Thega out there making plays. Keon Keeley. The whole defensive front, LT Overton, all those guys are making plays, right? If you think about it, all the major big plays, they've came from our front and the outside linebacker room thus far this game, this season, and as far as pass rush, right? So I gave them a B+. I look at the inside linebacker room. If this was like week 2, they're probably, if we was doing week 2 grades, I probably would have had the inside linebackers at a C+. But ever since a C-. But ever since week 2 against ULM, when they came out and gave out the shutout, the defense has not taken a step back. The higher the talent has been raised, you've seen the adjustments be made to match the talent level. And it's been crazy because you saw what happened against Georgia on the road and what the defense had to do to get us out of there. Even though those explosive runs, 250 yards, we kept them under their target number of explosive plays in the pass game. We limited it in the pass game. And then outside of those 6 explosive runs in the game, you held them to 2.4 yards per carry. Great tackling. We only had 4 missed tackles that game. Like you had a lot of, and it was led by the inside linebackers. Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson, Kyle Green, they all played big moments in that game. So I gave the inside linebackers for their growth, right? throughout the season since week 2, since week 3. These guys have been playing some crazy discipline ball. I'm gonna skip over the cornerbacks because I see it's causing a little ruckus in the chat. So we're gonna skip over that and talk about it last and open the phone lines for it. Alabama safeties B+. I like what we're seeing from our safeties. I know people gonna be like, man, they don't run fit well. Well, a lot of those times they're getting outside shade calls. They're getting the their alignments. They're getting pushed outside of the hashes, right? And sometimes it's hard to dissect all of that traffic from the 3rd and 4th level. So a lot of times you're gauging based off of your O-line run keys. So if you're keying a guard or a tackle, whatever you're keying for that play, and you see him pulling, and it's a counter read, you're going to find yourself trying to support, be that second level of support. You're going to find yourself out of step, and they're learning to not be as aggressive in that. We've seen them improve. Outside of that, I don't have a problem with my safeties. Dre Kirkpatrick, Ray Herbert, Keon Sapp, they have been great in pass coverage and getting downfield. One high look. So you've seen a few broken plays where they've tried robber techniques and maybe the corner underneath was the issue, which is why we got the cornerbacks as a C+. We're talking about all 3 corners on the field. And the safeties have really been some of our saving grace in a lot of those broken plays when we see the D-line and the linebackers get pressure. The outside linebacker room, the Wolf group, that's an A-. The only thing keeping them from being an A+ is the fact that we have not been able to see the depth talent there, but we could see these guys getting better, right? Yanzi Pierre, we saw what he did last game. He really unleashed. Yanzi Pierre went crazy. Noah Carter, getting out there and flashing. I was in the space yesterday, man, and we were talking, and everybody was like, one of the guys, Big Bama, as a matter of fact, he the one brought up. He said, "Hey, Smook, am I tripping or did I see 24 flashing last game?" I said, "Oh, did you see my boy?" Y'all know Noah Carter. That's one of my youngest, man. Y'all know that's when, like, he really, when I owe a lot of my recruiting validity, right? A lot of stuff just being in the right circles, connecting with certain networks and stuff, different players and their families. I owe a lot of that to my first interaction with Noah Carter, because that was my first time ever doing an interview for a Bama recruit, and I did it on that channel on Bama Football on YouTube. And then I followed it up with Michael Carroll, Luke Metz. Who else came over there? Duke Johnson. We had Sedarian Morgan on last year before everybody was, 2 years ago before everybody was hype on him. Latsier Brooks came Latsier Brooks came over here on the Coach Smook Network last season, right before we got booted off from over there. It was during the spring when Latsier Brooks came over here. We didn't even have viewers like tapping in on this channel because we couldn't do it on the other channel. So yeah, man, shout out to Noah Carter. He just took me down memory lane. We've been doing this for about 2 years now, y'all, and it's crazy because time is flying. But back to the conversation. Noah Carter, man, flashing. Then Justin Hill, the true freshman. You know, a lot of people, I thought Justin Hill would be, one of the front runners, but you see the injuries. Quay goes down, Ja goes down. That opens up, a spot for, 2 more guys. And when you got a guy like Noah Carter who's just green, and as far as his development and mechanics, but he's an athlete that you could put in space, and he has the IQ to be in drops from that wolf position, line up in that wide 9 technique, and show that he's coming off the edge, but get drops or dissect what's coming off the edge, still in the edge. Noah Carter is about 250 right now, 245, 250 coming off that edge at 6'4", with that 6'6", 6'7" wingspan. He looking like Terrell Lewis, man. I'm telling y'all got to watch out for 24, and then 8 also coming off the edge, man. He's just strong. I don't know what you classify Justin Hill as. He giving me Tim Williams type feels the way he gets off the ball. So I love our outside linebacker room. Now let's talk about the corners real quick before we get into the phone lines here in about 3 minutes. All right, we're gonna get into the phone lines here in about 3 minutes. AJ, do not let me. No, we're getting into the phone lines at 8 minutes. We're gonna switch to our game prediction in 3 minutes. All right, game prediction coming up next. AJ, we ain't got no banners on the bottom. Can we get a ticker on the bottom? It look basic on the screen right now. Just a ticker. A ticker should be fine. And then if you scroll up on this mid-season grades, it should look good. Yeah. You able to scroll up. Never mind. You good? We got cornerbacks right there. We're good. Appreciate you, Mary J. Give it up for Mary J. Chat. She doing her thing, man, and she learning this on the fly. She would not let us do a training session. She might ask a question every 3 weeks, but she doing her thing, y'all. But so check this out. Alabama's cornerbacks. I gave them a C plus, and I'm gonna be real. It's not just because of Damani Jackson's performance, right? I don't think the cornerbacks, probably up until we saw Dijon Lee get on the field, Red Morgan, Xavier Brown, Damani Jackson when he played spot reps. But I don't think we've seen the best of our cornerback room as of yet. And because of that, we see a lot of weaknesses in the pass game across the middle of the field with Alabama's defense. And it's not, I wouldn't say it's weaknesses to the point where right now we should be worried coming to the South Carolina game. I don't know if they'll have the ability to give Sellers time to make those reads when we have Deshaun Jones or Damani Jackson in, I guess you could say ISO situations or man situations. Even in their zone concepts, their match zones, neither one of these guys are trusting what they're seeing. Their reaction, like Damani Jackson against Missouri, that touchdown we gave up to the tight end, right? If Damani Jackson that just goes, he passes it off to the safety. He has a cover 3 match concept. You got a under cover 3 look underneath. So you running your strong safety into the hook curl, right? Your linebacker already shot out to the flats. You're supposed to be having deep third. The hook curl gets past, Bray Hubbard rolls underneath for the hook curl. The ball is thrown. You break off of the deep third because your route is basically, the guy that you're on is basically running post. And you're supposed to be able to help your safety playing underneath on that corner route, basically a corner route. And he just breaks and doesn't even go for the ball. He looks at the ball. It's like it was going to be overthrown or something. And that's the play that really ticked me off. It wasn't anything that he did against Florida State. It wasn't his performance against Georgia, not being able to, contain the edge. That play against Missouri kind of let me know that his mind wasn't in it. Maybe he's not mentally there, right? And then with Deshaun Jones, and I'm going to be particular about this because this is not just one game. This is 7 games worth of film that we're seeing these consistencies. And you're seeing spots where Deshaun Jones looks like he understands in run support. And then on play action, he's always trailing. I have never seen DBs trail as much as I've seen Deshaun Jones trail. Like, I've never seen it. Even when we had the likes of Bradley Silv, who struggled at corner under Saban. Who else, man? We had a few come through. They struggled. They weren't always trailing in coverage. Any pass in their direction, they're trailing. They're behind. Like, that's a problem for me when you got guys like Cam Calhoun sitting on the bench. When you have Red Morgan sitting on the bench. When you got Chuck McDonald sitting on the bench. These are guys that play man coverage. If you don't do nothing else, you could put these guys in man. Even if you want to take Damani and put him in the slot to keep him from being on the boundary but you can't trust him in space. You can't even trust him with the boundary, having the sideline as an extra defender. So we have some problems in those spots. Now, can they be fixed? Yes. I think there's a personnel change that needs to happen. Damani plays good in certain spots and concepts and certain looks. Okay, good. Deshaun Jones has not been productive for me at all. I know he has tackles. I know he's been good in run support in certain spots, but to be honest, he's really not cutting it this season. He played some reps at a boundary last year, and we saw where his weaknesses was there. He might need to bulk up and just become a one-high safety. He's not slow. Maybe he needs to bulk up and become a safety, but I would love to see Cam Calhoun. So for that reason is why I gave them a C. Now let's get into this, man. Alabama versus South Carolina breakdown. I'm not even going to do my stats and comparisons. If you want to get that breakdown, we did that Tuesday. Go check out the live on Tuesday. So I'm gonna give my synopsis. It's story mode. This is how the game is going to go for Alabama. Coach Smook story mode. And then don't forget live game sim today, man. Live game sim today. We're going to kick it off at 11:30 Central Standard. No. I'm lying. I am lying. It will kick off at 12:30 Central Standard Time. 12:30 Central Standard Time. So it'll be late lunch for most of you all. Half y'all going to be getting off of work anyways early. Y'all be acting like y'all work all day on Fridays and y'all be getting off early. But anyways, we'll have a live game sim. I don't know if we're going to have, I'm going to have to play the game or not today. But I think we're going to have our opponent ready, right? But I'm not sure who's going to be playing as far as Alabama's quarterback. And I think that's what makes it fun, that, you know, I don't really get to playing with the quarterback. They just got to come in and run the offense like I call it. So it's going to be fun. Run the game, run the plays run the plays that we call, and they play it their way. But it should be fun. So Alabama versus South Carolina. Alabama's going into South Carolina. This game kicks off at 2:30, I believe. So we got a midday game, which is going to end around by 6:30, just enough time to go catch at one of my restaurants around here, and I'm gonna watch the rest of the games from there after the game when we get off the post game call-in show. Don't forget, y'all, kickoff show tomorrow morning. We might not have a night show tonight. I got a few things to do. My family came in town. Shout out to my mom and dad, man. Y'all know I've been missing my family. I got to see my mom and dad last night, man. Not under the best circumstances, but family is family. When you get to see your family, it's always a good time, and always good to see my mommy. I love my mama. But Alabama versus South Carolina. Let's get into it. He said, at least Jackson has made plays in the run game. Jones is just wasted reps when he is on the field. Facts, Zach. Facts. We've seen Damani Jackson be a little bit more assertive on the perimeter, trying to maintain leverage and contain the boundary. I will say this: he's still struggling though, and I'm looking at some film from. Do I need to pull up the Cam Calhoun highlights again? That guy's aggressive, just like Drake Kirkpatrick and Red Morgan coming up and run support. Man, he don't wait for a wide receiver to get hands on him. The ball is in the air. He's going to meet the offensive player that's trying to receive that ball. He's going to get him. Drake Kirkpatrick coming downhill, man, is nasty. So I want that from the second level, not just the third level. I want that from the second level too. Red Morgan gave it to us. Let's get some more guys in there that's going to give that to us. All right. I see this game, Alabama being on the road. This team is battle tested. Going into Athens, being able to pull off the win. And then following up, going on the road to Missouri, pulling off the win. A tough team coming in last week with Tennessee. A tough offense that was blazing. Number one ranked offense in the SEC coming in to that game. This defense making plays. Alabama is poised right now, and I don't think the energy dies down. This is something that none of these players on this roster have truly tasted before. See, you can get complacent when you have experienced the history and the success, but none of these players have seen a playoff, and none of these players have seen an SEC championship. Nobody on this roster, not even Tim Keenan. If I'm not mistaken, has Tim Keenan been to the playoffs? When was the last playoff appearance, chat? 2022? Jesus, we ain't been to the playoffs in almost 3 years. 4 years. Wow. Okay, Bama. Time to wake up. Look, it just hit me. When the last time we we just was in the playoffs with Miro, his first year starting. I'm tripping. We lost to Michigan first round. 2023. Yep, 2023 first round. Dang, it just felt so long. Y'all, I thought we was becoming Georgia. No. Oh, help us, Lord. Oh man, Lord Jesus, I thought we was coming. Y'all laughing, man. I thought. So y'all trying to tell me it ain't felt like it's been about 4 years? Come on, man. Come on, chat. Don't do that to me. I thought we was. I thought we was becoming Georgia. Y'all had to take a break. Yeah, it was just 2 years. Yeah. You right, Square Biz. I'm tripping. My fault. I'm tripping, man. We lost 2020. It don't feel like 2023 though. Because look what happened. Saban retired. And then when Saban retired, but last year was a long year, man. Dang. Last year was a crazy year. 2024 was a crazy year. Hold on. Doug, appreciate the 199 super chat. Roll Tide. Let's take a second, man. Let me stop the music. Last year was a long year. Like, I'm really taken back right now. Did my mouse just die? Last year was a long year. So we're here at 2025. 2023, we were doing coverage for Bama football on YouTube during the playoffs. My boy Rico, I remember being live on BFOY, right? And my boy Rico was at the Rose Bowl for WTVM, and that's when Kyle was there, and I was hosting the show while he was live in the tunnel. And him and Rico, he was like, he asked Rico, he said, you know a guy named, he gave him my government name, and he said it, and it was cool. That was 2023. I was in a hotel in Virginia, going through it, man, not knowing what was next for myself and my family. And then a few weeks after that, that's kind of when this thing started for real. That all happened in 2024, the end of 2023, going into 2024. Man. Y'all just don't know, man. God really been keeping your boy, man. I just had to take a moment, bro. It like time is really flying, and like to be where I am at right now, in the space that I'm in, the people that surround me, what we have right now, I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful. Yeah, Mary J. It took me back, like past all the drama, past all the stuff that went down with the network. That's what makes it, like, it makes it real, y'all. And I know I'm supposed to be talking about Alabama, South Carolina, get ready to open the phone lines, but I need this moment, y'all. I haven't really just sat back and truly like thought about like really like what's happened in 2024. I picked up from Virginia, left my ex-wife and my kids, thinking that I was going down there to get set up, coming down here to get set up and transition my family. Life happens, decisions were made, and I fought through all that, man. Spring ball, we started trying to push through it, not knowing, man, y'all don't know how many lonely nights your boy had, man. Y'all just don't know, man. Lonely nights. Like, yeah, I had people calling and, checking on me, but it was mostly about what I was doing, or what was going on around me, not just checking on me. And being there for people, man. Couch hopping. Ain't that what y'all call it? Couch hopping, couch surfing. Man, appreciate the $20 super chat, Urban. Appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. It's been real, y'all. Last year was crazy. And then just the emotions of the season. I know my personal life was going crazy. I be able to see my kids and stuff, but then just the emotions of the season. Kalen DeBoer's first year as the Alabama head coach. All the drama behind the trash talk with the coaches and players and portal and locker room drama, and you don't know anybody on the locker room side. You a fanboy because you taking pictures with the players and the coaches, and you a fake inside of all of this, man. All of that, man. It's been 2024 was a year. And now, look at us, 2025. We have we're less than 90 days away from it being 2026, Chad. Just think about that. Less than 90 days. Like, we really are on the countdown to Thanksgiving right now. Because next Friday is Halloween. And then Thanksgiving, Iron Bowl. After the Iron Bowl, like a month after the Iron Bowl is Christmas. We talking playoffs. We done played the SEC championship here in about, 7 weeks now? Jesus Christ. That's why I tell y'all, when y'all come in, enjoy yourselves, man. Don't take nothing personal. We can have difference of opinion. I may come off a little harsh, but it's all out of love. It's all out of us for us to enjoy life and appreciate it, man, because time flies and you'll be looking like me About to cry on stream, thinking about everything you've been through and how God had kept you, man. So Alabama, South Carolina. Let's get back to it. I'm gonna get back to it. Jesus, that was a moment. I had to take that one. I'm sorry, y'all. If I threw y'all off and made y'all that wasn't attractive to y'all viewing time, then I apologize. Appreciate y'all for the 25 likes while we in here, man. I just pulled up the dashboard. We got 25 likes on the screen. We still got TikTok chat up. TikTok, y'all keep on turning up, man. That boy Heem Easton said cap. Oh, talking about the nobody on the team seen the SEC championship. Yeah, I still correct it. It's all right, man. You calm down. Heem Easton. You ain't even got no wristband. You can't use that word unless you got a wristband, bro. Trying me like this. But nah, Alabama versus South Carolina. I see this game being a blowout. I'm gonna just be honest. I think this defensive line right now, the way that our defensive line is performing, Alabama's defensive line, and the way that and the way that South Carolina's offensive line is struggling. And I'm gonna get back on the screen. I think this is the perfect mix-up. For what we have as far as strengths versus weaknesses. A lot of people think that Alabama's run defense struggles, but when you wait till you see us play against a team that can't run the ball, like a lot of teams with these padded run defense stats, wait until you see us play a team, because just about everybody we've played has been legit when it comes to the run game. And so I look at it and I say, Alabama has an opportunity not only to showcase how dominant we can be in the run game, right, but how efficient we can be in containing the run game. Lenore Stellis is probably going to be the biggest puzzle piece to solve or to handle when it comes to the run game this weekend. Containing him and get him down when we get an opportunity, right? When we have our opportunities to get him on the ground, we have to capitalize, right? And all that requires is activity. To be honest, all that requires is activity. You don't necessarily have to sack him or blow him up every time, but it just requires activity. If you got one guy at him, it should be somebody following that guy up, especially when the pockets collapse. And it should be 3 or 4 guys at his ankles every time he drops back, every time we get quality pressure. So I look at this game, I look at that from a defensive standpoint, how they struggle in protecting the passer. If we are able to get the quarterback down, we find ourselves in a great position. I look at the offense, Alabama's offense versus South Carolina's defense. South Carolina's defense has struggled in containing the pass game. Alabama's strength is the pass game. Do you see more opportunities for more wide receivers with some guys being dinged up, some guys not traveling? There's more opportunities, more opportunities for Ty to spread the ball around even more, and that's where his high point has been throughout this tenure or this streak of passing touchdowns, multiple passing touchdowns in games. The ability to spread the ball out and get it to multiple receivers. You're talking about averaging 7.8 receivers a game. Basically, 8 different dudes at any time in any game is going to catch the ball with Ty Stimson is dropping back. No more games of seeing 3 and 4 guys with receptions. And a lot of times you see 1 or 2 receptions, and those guys with those 1 or 2 receptions have a touchdown, but the guys that are getting targeted are the ones really moving the ball. So I can't wait to see how this offense performs against this secondary that's struggling. A secondary that was good last season, to be honest, one of the best in the country. But they will be struggling this year. They've been struggling. We saw that secondary struggle against LSU, right? And I don't think LSU has the caliber of offense. Overall, Alabama wins this game big. I think in this game, you see Alabama take a 3-possession lead towards the second quarter, and we really just kind of hold on to the game. South Carolina has given up some explosive plays early against previous opponents with less explosive offenses. I think Alabama's explosiveness on offense and their ability to stop the defense, the run game on defense at the clip that they've been doing it, is going to mesh well for this game. It's a perfect performance. Give me Alabama 45, South Carolina 13. Alabama 45, South Carolina 13. And I think that's a decisive 45-13. a 45-13 that could look like a 63-3 type of game. But they will compete early. They will give us some plays. I truly believe this Saturday we might see like a second half like spark from South Carolina to come out and score and to try to create some momentum. But that 3-possession lead will not be overcome. I got Alabama winning by 3 possessions, but my final score prediction is 45-17 Alabama. We'll be right back after the break, y'all. We're going to get into our infomercial break. And right as we come back, we're going to open the phone lines here on the Coach Smook Network. Get ready to call in. And Caden, if you don't stop blowing my phone line up when the doggone phone line ain't open, I'm going to fire your ass up, boy. Calm down, brother. Let's go. We'll be back.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
You talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips?
The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
Not going to take us a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
In the game, Coach Smook. Let's do it. 334-625-1121. 334-625-1121. That's the number. Call in, say your name, and put me in the game, Coach Smook. We'll get you on the phone line. Let you talk your talk. Alabama versus South Carolina. That's the topic of conversation. We got the midseason grades. If y'all want to talk about those, give me your thoughts on those. I think that's a good topic of conversation in itself to get y'all's midseason grades. If they're the same as mine, look at the list, and then if they're not, tell me why they're not. Why you would not give these people their grades. So 334-625-1121. Phone line is now open at this second here. And as we wait for the first phone call, what y'all think about my score prediction? 45-17 or 45-13? What I said, 45-17? I said 45-13. I don't think they're gonna score more than one touchdown, chat. At home, they might get some field position and kick a field goal or two, but I don't think they're gonna score no touchdown. I don't think they're gonna score no touchdown. I really don't. So, trying to see something real quick. All right, we got our first call on the line. Let's see who it is.
Call from
Swag.
Yo, Swag, what's up, man? You in the game? Talk to me, man.
Good morning, Hans. How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. How you feeling this morning?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hey, man, I know it. I know it's South Carolina week, but can I rant about something real quick?
Go ahead, brother.
So, Tennessee game was a week ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why the hell am I still seeing these crybaby ass Tennessee fans complaining about the damn referees?
Bro,
Why am I still seeing this?
so Swag, how old are you, bro? About 33, 32?
I'm 31.
31. You lived long enough to see what Tennessee fans do, man. Don't come on, man.
Like, yeah,
I know it's been
because-
I know it's been a year. You know, last year they went way overboard after they got their little dub last year. Like, it almost made you forget what Tennessee fans are truly like, right? It's been and you see what's happening to you is what happened to me a minute ago. See, I was over here tripping. I'm sitting here talking about we ain't been to the playoffs in 4 years, right? And we was just in that mug with Jalen Milroe 2 years ago. Yeah, that was just you just hadn't seen real Tennessee fans in a year. That's what it is. Now these are the real Tennessee fans. This is what they do. So welcome back, Tennessee fans.
They do it after every game they lose. It's always the referees.
Mm-hmm.
You lost by 17, buddy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, talk to me. What's on your mind, brother?
Anyway, I just had to get that off my chest. But you know, I kind of agree with everything you said about the game this weekend. You know, I think Bama's the better team. I think they have pretty much all of the advantages that are in the game. I think they go Alabama's way. The only thing I will say on defense is you got to stay in front of Lenore Sellers. You can't get behind him because he's real dangerous with his feet.
That's it.
But
I think we get to
other
him
than
a
that-
lot. You got to get him on the ground, though. It can't be one of those games where you're missing, 16, 17 tackles in the game, because he'll break them. He'll break them.
Yeah.
Them weak tackles. But I will say this: our quality of tackling, not just tackling, our quality in tackling will be the key to this game, and it's been getting better week in, week out. I've seen linebackers, starting to bring a little bit more thump, man. Our inside linebacker room is bringing a lot more thump, and Ahmad Berry, ask him what happened, why he's hurt. You can play like you didn't know what you was you thought you was running up on some new scoop booty Bama, you know what I'm saying? But he ran into some real Bama, and he still ain't rebound from that game.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the defense has improved since Yanzi Pierre got in there after Coy Rusaw's injury?
I wouldn't say that, because our problem when Quay was in wasn't coming from Quay's spot. That's where the strength was.
I don't think it was either.
Yeah.
But I also don't think that they were necessarily using Quay Rusaw to his strengths.
I do. I'm gonna say this. I feel like they've done a good job phasing Yanzi through to get him to a level where Quay Rusaw was being productive. As Yanzi is getting better, the other spots and weaknesses on the defense are getting better. See, Quay, he didn't have the linebacker play next to him the first 2 or 3 games before he got injured, like Yanzi has with Deontay, Nakai, and Justin. And then even with the front, we didn't see this type of production when Quay was in. Like, Quay and LT were the guys really getting the push, and they're your edge guys. Now you see Tim Keenan, you see London Simmons, you see James Smith. All of these guys are firing off across the front, opening up these spots for these inside linebackers. If Quay would have made it to that 250 rep mark around that time of the season, and I keep talking about these reps, we're not talking about practice reps. We're talking about game reps, live reps, where your muscle memory is coming and the game is slowing down, right? And look at what's happening for Yanzi. He's just crossed over into that 100 snap count right at the end of the Georgia game. And look at what his game has looked like since the Georgia game. Look at how he played against Vanderbilt. Came in, made those early mistakes, lights out the rest of the game when they made the adjustment. Missouri game, lights out. Tennessee, lights out. And if you think about it, the same thing happened with Quay last year, who was thrown into the same position as Yanzi, learning that wolf position to the full extent. Not being able to learn it at like a baseline level, and that wolf got to do a lot in this defense.
Yeah.
So I think he's just getting a lot more comfortable, and now we seeing that natural athleticism. And to your point, using those guys in their strength is allowing them to move around across that line of scrimmage, bro. Go look at what they did in high school. Go look at it. I watched Yanzi in high school. Yanzi never was in the same spot off the snap. He was definitely coming off the edge a lot, but he was never in the same spot. I seen Yanzi line up at Mike. I seen him line up at the wide 9. I seen him put his hand in the dirt. I seen him at the 2 tech, the 1 to 3. Like you could do a lot with it, specimens and like that, man. So
yeah. But that is high school ball, though. You know, I think at this level, to me, in my opinion, I think it's more beneficial to use them to their strengths. I think Yanzi and Quay Russo are both like insane pass rushers. But I don't know. I just thought it was interesting because I feel like since Yanzi's been in the game, I feel like they've used him more how I expected them to use Quay Russo.
go look at the stunts, man. Go look at the stunts when Quay was getting home. Because you got to remember, Quay led the team in pressures week 1. As bad of an effort, he led the team in pressures. You know, I think we only had 1 sack that game, but we got pressure. And a lot of times what's happening now, Yanzi is getting that push and it's opening it up for your interior guys or Keon Keeley coming from the other side, you know, or the second level guys. That's what Quay was doing. I feel like if Quay was in here and right now, we would be seeing twice the production because Yanzi wouldn't be throwing out there as many reps, but he would be clipping right here in this game right here or the last game. Like the way that they were clipping those reps, it would have clipped right at the same time. And that's the good thing about when you get like super talent and you're able to develop them in a system or in a scheme without outsourcing and having to send them elsewhere and be like, hey, develop here, then come back and run this playbook. You get players and skill sets to develop in your scheme, and that's how you see growth. That's why Alabama's turnover right now, the development turnover rate, that's why you see it so high right now. You're getting players that fit your scheme and they're developing in it. Better route running by receivers in his route concepts. Better pass rush techniques because of the defensive play calls. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. And I'm not trying to knock on Quay Russo or anything like that. I just thought it was interesting.
I get what you're saying, but I saw people trying to say like Yanzi better than Quay during the game, and I'm like, how do we get that when you know Quay literally did the same thing for the defense last year?
Yeah,
you know,
I'm more thinking like in the future, what do we need to do to make sure both these guys get to be on the field?
And you know what's crazy? Little inside scoop, little Smook scoop, and I'm gonna give a sign real quick because I want to talk about. I'm not gonna, talk about it, but I'm gonna put this out here. Won't be surprised if we could play to medical red shirt, right? The rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I need y'all to remember this: the playoffs is considered the postseason.
Yeah.
The playoffs, the bowl games, all that is postseason play. If Quay and any other red shirts take their red shirt, right, are eligible for a red shirt, they are still available to play in the playoffs without messing up their or forfeiting their red shirt. So for all the players that's not getting heavy burn right now, like the Cam Calhouns and all these guys, just think about it. The staff might be utilizing these young sparks, right, as you continue to mold and learn your playbook and get settled, as you continue to get healthy, working back from major injuries, you continue to show up and show up to work and put your best effort for it. The staff might be leveraging, utilizing, getting the max out of this young talent, so that on the back end, getting into that postseason play and all that postseason push, and then establishing what we're going to have next year as we transition with our red shirt juniors that are eligible for the draft and the seniors and the fifth year guys that we're going to lose. Our red shirt sophomores and true sophomores that aren't getting that heavy playing time, I guarantee we start seeing a lot more of those faces.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, I agree.
I guarantee it. Watch what happens. We're going to be like, oh, snap. Man, we ain't seen Jalen Hill all season. And he's going to be out there making plays against Eastern Illinois. And everybody going to be like, man, he should have been out there. Why they wait till Eastern Illinois? Because guess what? Iron Bowl, he going to come out Iron Bowl. He going to get hella plays. SEC championship game, he going to get hella plays. You know, play second round when we play our first game in the playoffs, because we're going to get that first round. Like, this team is stacked, man. We still got Cole Adams and Jalen Hill trying to work their way back into getting game reps. And those are two guys that gave people problems last year with their limited reps.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and Cole Adams, that dude can catch the ball.
That's it, man.
He's
I
got
went
hands.
I went to that second scrimmage, man. He made like 4 or 5 tough catches in that scrimmage from Austin Mack, Ty Simpson. He had a tough one he caught from Keelan Russell. Like he's a for sure. You can't call him a possession receiver because he has burner speed. He could take the top off your defense too.
Yeah.
Now he's not going to leap over nobody. He ain't got no, 42-inch vert and then like that. But he's a receiver. He's going to catch the ball.
Yeah, he's got really good footwork too. He can run some routes.
Facts.
He can break one off in you.
Yeah, man. But I think overall in this game, we'll see. Probably won't see Hale and guys like that. We'll see a little steady dose of guys we've been working to kind of go into the bye week, and then after the bye week, we might start seeing them kind of phase those deep personnel rotations back into the game. Now, what I think has hurt this staff too, as far as personnel, the early injuries have kind of forced you to pick a turn, and then drive the hell out of that strip for however long it lasts. Meaning, like, we didn't plan for this, we didn't necessarily prepare for it, but we are prepared by this option. And right now, this option is the best option that fits. Let's drive this. All right, so this option is working. And there's a little spot right here. Let's see if we can handle this spot. Oh, he's doing good. Let's keep driving him. Now let's give him a little bit more. And that's how these players are picking up these reps, and that's why we're not seeing so much deep rotation now that we're down into our second and third guys in a lot of these positions. So I'm excited to see the South Carolina game. I think it's going to be a fitting one to see the offense especially be explosive and the defense to really control the game. So I'm excited about it, man. But final thoughts before you get off, man.
I actually think Alabama really meshes as a team and shows how truly dominant they can be. I think this is that game. I think this is where they put it all together for 4 whole quarters. Just absolute dominance for 4 quarters. No letdowns in the middle of the second quarter or the middle of the third quarter. Like, just pure dominance for 4 straight quarters. I think they put it all together. They finally put it all together for the entirety of the football game against, SEC opponent or whatnot. And I agree with what you said earlier. My score predictions 42-10.
Yeah, I'm really, and I like what some of these comments are saying too. Like Jay Penning says, I think we intentionally don't try to hit the big plays after we're ahead just to use up game clock and limit possession. So I see us going up 34-10 and then SC grabbing a late 4th TD on third string. All right, Jay Penny, the only thing I say with that is if Alabama is able to force turnover on downs in the first quarter, in the first half early, right? And you're giving Alabama, let's say they mess up and give Alabama 8 possessions in the first half like ULM did. Alabama right now is scoring on a 78% clip in conference play right now on all their drives, scoring on 78% of drives. South Carolina is giving up scores on like 63% of their drives. I think the average is playing into our favor with how we move the ball with those possessions. And we know Ryan Grubb takes the first 19 to 20 minutes of the game, and he really just kind of dials in and puts out them first 10 to 12 plays in different variations. And if he finds him a niche in 4 or 5 plays that he's getting explosive with, he's not going to go away from that until the second half. You give me 8 possessions with this offense against this defense in the first half, what's 8 times 7? That's all. That was that set 56, right? We got an opportunity just based off of those numbers alone, those probabilities alone, to get maybe 5-6 possessions in the first half. If Alabama's going to score the 76% clip, that's 28 points in the first half.
Yeah,
and then you're going to.
I think it's also. Go ahead.
No, because I was going to say you're going to get a score in each quarter in the second half. You can score 14 or kick 6 field goals in the second half and get 42. So I think that's why the game plays out to be that 40-point type of game. And I'm not saying South Carolina's just going to come out there and roll over. I just think this game, this season, this year, the way this team is playing, their mismatches are obvious like they were last year, but they can actually be put to use and be exploited.
Yeah. I think it's also important to note that, you talk about Bama not hitting, as many big plays in the second half. I think you also have to think about how the defense is playing for Alabama too. I think they know that they're going to give up. When you play Alabama, you play Ty Simpson, you're going to give up, he's going to take what the defense gives you.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is. You're not going to hold him to 0 points. You're not going to hold him to less than 200 pass yards. It's just not going to happen. So most defenses, when they play Alabama, a lot of them are playing a lot of cover 3, and they got 3 people back in deep thirds to prevent that big play down the field. That's what they're going to do.
We won't see a one high. We won't see a team to play one high until Oklahoma. LSU won't even play us like that. Oklahoma will, because Brett's going to try to disrupt Ty. He feels and like I feel, when you play those light box defenses, you have to dial up the pressures to disrupt the pass game consistently. You can't drop 8. You can't get guys in coverage. You're going to let the quarterback build the rhythm. If you're not getting home with 4, your best thing to do is go ahead and send pressures. And Brett, he's going to send 5+ on 40% of his play calls, defensive play calls. Brett Venables. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I think we don't need to hit a ton of big plays downfield. We can march down the field. We can go 95 yards and run 12 plays. We don't. Not that I wouldn't like to have some of those big plays downfield, but take what the defense is give you.
I mean, that's what has been working for us, and it's actually taking what they give you has produced those big plays. Like at no point have I felt like we couldn't ever dial it up, especially with the play calling that we're getting from Grubb right now. I don't think we were ever at a time or a point in this season where I felt like our offense could not dial up the pass game. So for that, that's where I'm at. Now, I'm not going to say it's my concern, but I do believe that we have an opportunity to assert our run game past Jam Miller this game. This is a run defense that has been good, but they give up explosives just like Alabama. They're right behind Alabama as far as explosive runs given up this season.
You think Daniel Hill's the best closing back that we have?
I think that's arguable. Because I think we forget how Kevin Riley closed out against Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Before Jam Miller made the big play, Kevin Riley made some big plays to set that up. We just got a stable of backs, reliable guys that I think this game right here, the run game, the running backs have a chance to really level out what this offense can do and make it a truly multi-versatile threat. With like Washington was that last year that Kalen DeBoer had that team. You couldn't really stop their run game. Dylan Johnson was running great, and the pass game was unstoppable. Like you had to pick your spot with them. And so I'm right here in this spot where I think Alabama is doing exactly what they need to do to continue to push towards the playoffs and the SEC championship. But Swag, we're gonna open the phone lines, man. You done been on the phone the longest, boy. I swear, I was like, dang, man. Look, my camera keep going off too, man. But we're gonna bring you back on tonight, man. If you tap in, if we do a call-in show tonight, but if not, man, make sure you call in tomorrow so you can get in on this pick'ems. We're gonna do college pick'ems a little different tomorrow. We're gonna actually try to do a rapid phone call segment for the pick'ems. Everybody gonna call in while we do the pick'ems, and I'm gonna give you a random game you pick, and if you get that, we got a prize for everybody that gets these picks this weekend. We got a prize for everybody, so y'all make sure y'all tune in. But appreciate you for tapping in, brother, and roll tide.
Of course. Roll Tide, times. Roll Tide.
Yes, sir. Y'all give it up for my boy Swag, man. Give it up for my boy Swag. Let me get this fixed real quick, y'all. I'm gonna try to do something to get us squared away real quick. All right, 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna have to reset that. Then we got Zach calling in. Let's get him on the line.
Zach Willie.
Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You in the game? Talk to me, brother.
What's good, Coach Smook and my AAA family? How are y'all doing today?
Look, man, we doing good, Zach. How about yourself, buddy?
I'm doing good, Coach. But yeah, I'm excited for the game tomorrow. I think we're going to come out and play good football, and I think we're ready for this South Carolina team. I think we're going to put up more points than what we did last year. I think we're going to be able to, with a more motivated and focused defense, I think we're going to be able to limit Sellers in the run and pass game, like we want to. But yeah, I got Alabama winning 35-17, 38-17, something like that, in that type of game. I think it'll be, a little close early on, because we start slow on defense, especially that first drive. Typically, when teams score, they score on their first drive because it takes us a minute to get their flow and the rhythm of the game, But after that, I think we'll pull away and it'll be a good game.
100%. Chat, give me 2 seconds. We're going to take a quick break, man. Quick break, and we'll be right back with Zach in the game on the Coach Smook Network. I got to do something really quick, chat. Give me 2 seconds. We'll be right back here on the Coach Smook Network. Mary J, we'll be right back. Go ahead and take us out. I'm going to do this right here. I got to read.
got four fingers for real.
I think we back. All right, man. We had a whole update in the middle. Oh, so disrespectful. Like, all right, but we back, y'all. Give it up, man. Give it up. Zach was still on the line. Appreciate Zach for bearing with us. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for bearing with us as we get back into the conversation. But Zach, I don't even know where we left off at, man. You heard me trying to fix it in the issues in the background. So we had a graphics update. I don't know if y'all can see it. Everything moving smoother. We got to go back and do the camera reset again. Once we get off the show, we can't do it now. We're going to have to stop the stream. But if y'all can't tell, everything moving a lot better. We still got to fix the lighting. Oh, yeah, we're going to be straight once I get back to it. So I'm going to be able to fix it. But Zach, final thoughts, man. We ended up getting a text too while we was off the line. Zach heard me react to it, so we might have an extra live for y'all today before the live game simulation, and special guests might be showing up. But yeah, Zach, go ahead, man. Talk to us, man. What was your score prediction? 42-10.
My prediction was 38-17.
38-17. Somebody else said 42-10.
Yeah. Swag said 42-10.
So Mary J's writing down all of you all's score predictions. She's writing down all of y'all score predictions for the live game sim banner ticker at the bottom. Don't forget, y'all, Saturday we'll be live 15 minutes before kickoff to start the live game sim. If you guys hate watching the game and texting people, join it. If you hate it, join it. I'm telling you, everybody said they can't be on their phone while watching the game and all this other stuff. They gotta listen. Our live game watch parties have been different, and I want y'all to experience this one before everybody else start trying to jump on the wave. We've seen other people try to do it, and it's whack. It's whack. Just quite frankly, it's whack. But for real, Zach, ours is pretty lit compared to everybody else. I don't care what nobody say. We have food and everything. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, you got to bring your own food, but virtually, right? Through the connection in the internet, right?
Right.
We sharing wings and stuff, so yeah. But yeah, Zach, Alabama, South Carolina. I think this is one of those games, and I know we probably not just breaking it down in detail because we did a lot of that Monday, Tuesday, but I truly feel like the team has a different mindset coming into this game. And the way that they played last year in this game was kind of like the beginning. If y'all remember how they won this game by 2, I think the score was 29-27, if I'm not mistaken. The way that Alabama won this game was through a defensive effort to end the game. Lenore Sellers and that team were very physical. They played us to the wire. And to me, that's when South Carolina kind of brought out the better in Bama. They brought out the better in Bama and started kind of establishing what type of culture we wanted to establish in order to win under Kalen DeBoer and his new staff. So I like the momentum going into this game. Maybe South Carolina becomes this era's new pick team, right? I think last era was Mississippi State for Coach Saban. Only took one loss to Mississippi State and Vanderbilt for the most part. So looking good. Final thoughts, Zach. Talk to us.
Yeah, my final thoughts, I just think we're going to roll this week. I like where our team is headed. We stay focused. We improve week to week. But yeah, I just like where we're heading. And I think if we can get past this week, I think we'll prove that I think we'll make it to the SEC championship and eventually the playoffs and make a deep run in the playoffs. If not, a national championship.
Facts. I'm right there with you, man. I agree. I don't think there's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind that our best effort puts us in the national championship. I will say that. I won't say this team is going to make it. I'm not going to guarantee a national championship berth, but I think our best effort, our best execution game, nobody in the country is able to deal with us with our best. Maybe Ohio State at their best, and I won't even say Texas A&M. If Bama's playing at our best on like your best effort, your cleanest game versus our cleanest game, there's only one team that I truly think could really match with us with their best, and that's Ohio State.
Facts, with the talent they have with Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Davis and all of them, that would be a good best on best matchup right there.
Yeah. And Jay Penny just asked in the chat, he said, question is, how good is Ohio State really? How good is Indiana really? I say this, I think Ohio State is legit until proven otherwise. They put a product on field in week 1 against a Texas team. Both teams answering a lot of questions in that game as they flow, as they flow through that game. What I saw from Ohio State was a team maturing through that game. Texas was not. They were reeling through that game. And Ohio State didn't dial it up. They didn't become extra aggressive. That was your quarterback's first time starting. You had a lot of moments in that game playing against quality competition as far as talent to build on the next game. And I haven't seen them take a step back, kind of like what I've seen from Alabama. I haven't seen us take a step back. The only difference with Alabama and Ohio State right now, Alabama took a week 1 loss to Florida State. Texas won a big game. You know, a lot of the optics around that when the mainstream media makes it bigger than what it is. Right. And so I look at it and I say, you know, what are the teams looking like from those games, whether it was win or a loss? Well, Florida State has gotten worse. We see what they're doing. They're being exposed. Offensive play calling has become, people have gotten enough film on it. They're figuring it out. They're looking at tendencies, right? They're getting coaching tendencies down. Same thing with the defense. And then I look at Alabama, how from that game, you haven't seen Alabama play like that since that game. Ohio State, same thing. You have yet to see Ohio State play like they did against Texas. You know, and they didn't play a bad game against Texas, to be honest. Ohio State played a pretty solid game. You could tell they played it safe. They felt like they could play that game safe and do enough to win if they just played by the book and did what they were comfortable with. And that's what they did.
Right. And I would still give us the slight edge over Ohio State, but it's like a 1 or 2 point edge, not 10, 15 points. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it would be one of those, heart attack type games. So that's what I call.
I don't know, man, because I feel like I just said, Ohio State would give us their best, but I've been saying this for the longest. Is Ohio's best, I mean, their battle-tested best, as good as Alabama's battle-tested best? That's the only thing I get on Ohio State. Everybody keeps talking about who have they played. They played their schedule, and they've handled their schedule. Like, what are we talking about? We pull that joke against teams that have been bragging. One team that has been quietly just handling business in impressive fashion is Ohio State. Indiana been making all that noise. They're not used to winning, right? We'll see what that matchup looks like if they meet up in their conference championship game. But Ohio State has proven it. They're the defending national champs. How can we sit there and second guess the defending national champs? And they have their ranked win. They popped the season off. It ain't like they popped the season off with Eastern Illinois or some crazy junk. They win against Texas. And they handle their business, and they won every game decisively. So until find a weakness in their defense, find a weakness in their offense right now, find it, and then you can tell me. But if nobody's been able to exploit that, that's not their problem. They are playing good enough football for them not to be exploited. Nobody knows how they're going to be battle tested right now because they've been playing good enough football to not be battle tested. that's a testament to the team sometimes, not necessarily the schedule.
Right. And the one game I see where they could struggle and it would be a closer game than people expect is the Michigan game. And the only reason why I say that is because Michigan has beat them the last 4 years, and Michigan wasn't that good last year. And
come on,
yeah,
you know what? This is what I'm trying to tell Jay Penny, because everybody wants to put like all this transitive property aspect into these games when it comes to judging teams outside of your own. But if you don't think Michigan can upset Ohio State, then you have already given us the victory going to Jordan Hare, and you're not a true Bama fan, right? That's what you're saying basically in that game. We've seen Michigan come in with losing records and play great Ohio State teams to the wire. That's just a different game. So, and then they're in Michigan this year.
Right. And
Michigan's defense is the best part of their team. Bryce Underwood in that offense is getting better and better. I don't know if Ohio State has enough answers to be battle tested against an athletic quarterback, a true freshman quarterback. Now, the defensive scheme in itself is going to be hell for Bryce Underwood. The scheme in itself, you're talking about defensive schemes being called in Ohio State, but the Michigan defense is just as good. So you're going to see a different type of game for the. I don't care, man. I don't discount any week in college football. I don't care what conference it is. When I look at those rosters, if I look at a Arizona State roster and I don't see 6 or 7 graduate transfers on it, then I'm kind of concerned. But you look at teams like Miami of Ohio and all these other teams that kind of get thrown under the bus, and they the ones pulling in all these former 4-star and 5-star guys, man. So it's gonna be see. Jay Penny said weaknesses in the offense is gonna come when Julian gets touched. That's if somebody can touch him. The offensive line playing good. Like, come on, Cincinnati can test them, right? I get that, Jay Penny. I see Cincinnati testing them offensively, seeing what these defensive schemes look like. I don't think their defense can test their offense. The O-line's playing good. Let's stop discrediting the players for beating up on teams they're supposed to beat up on. Because if Bama was doing it, we can't help who we play. They can't help who they play either, to a certain extent. So that's all I got to say. But final thoughts, Zach. We got to get off this phone line. I got to get to an appointment, man. That text message did my heart some good.
Oh yeah, just. I think going into this game, we're just more prepared than we were last year. I think this offense is more efficient this year than it was last year with Milroe, with his inconsistencies that he had at quarterback. And I just think our offense this year is a lot more dangerous than what a lot of people want to give it credit for. So yeah, I see our offensive line playing better with the way Caden Proctor has been playing this year. I don't really see South Carolina's defensive line getting a push unless Ty holds on to the ball too long. Like he tends to do. But other than that, I really see us just coming out and playing a clean, solid game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if this is the game where I don't think this is the game where we see Ty truly tested because of the pass rush and how good the offensive line is playing. But I do think this is one of those games where one pass might get away from him because of the type of time that the offensive line is going to provide for him, and he's going to maybe force one. I know somebody asking in the space on Twitter, they were like asking me, do I think this is the game where we try to start dialing up the big shots in the pass game because we haven't seen many deep ball explosive plays? And I said, I doubt it. I don't think we see that script until Eastern Illinois. I wouldn't want to open up the playbook to show our deep shot until you know, we're absolutely needed to use them because the intermediate is so effective right now. People so scared to give up the deep ball. It's kind of hard to even try to go away from what's really just your bread and butter. You right?
Correct. And I really don't see a defensive line testing us and testing Ty until like Oklahoma.
But yeah, man.
Because Oklahoma's D line is very good.
Yeah. Yep. And you want to be able to run the ball against them. And I think that's what we're trying to work towards, extensions of the run game and getting a consistent push without the ball traveling more than 6 yards in the air, 6-7 yards in the air to the destination, being able to hand it off and get a solid push with the O-line. But yeah, Zach, man, roll tide, man. We're gonna check in tomorrow morning with the kickoff caller show, man. You ready for your picks tomorrow?
I'm ready. I'm gonna look at them tonight or when I get off the phone, and I'll be ready and prepared.
For sure, man. Well, we'll see you tomorrow, man. Roll tide, my guy.
Roll tide.
Y'all give it up for Zach, man. All right, y'all, we got a long day ahead. So today, if y'all haven't heard, if y'all didn't see, that's the end of the calling show right there. That's the end of the calling line. We only was able to take 2 calls today. But what's going to happen is today at 12:30 Central Standard Time, we will be live on TikTok and on YouTube. We'll be live on TikTok and YouTube during our live game simulation. Please pull up and support, man. Please, like for real, man. They be so fun. Nah, for real, pull up and support. They really be fun, man. Come in, act like you watching the real game. We're gonna try to make it realistic. Me and Adrian might just play today. And I told y'all Adrian's on a mission to give Alabama a loss on the live game sim. I really want to coach somebody. So if we end up having somebody become available that's on the game, I'll coach you in the game and we'll make it happen like that. But be back at 12:30 Central Standard Time for the live game simulation here on the Coach Smook Network. I'm not going to do the normal breakout closeout thing because we're going to start doing continued content throughout the day. So this is our first show of the day. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it, and hopefully y'all already tap in tonight and have some good time, man. 12:30 Central Standard Time this afternoon, this evening, noon, whatever. At 12:30 this afternoon, let's get in here and let's have some fun with the live game simulation. But until then, I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. And remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Roll tide, roll. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Be blessed.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.